The Wizards. Bro, we had a home run of a draft last night.
Tre Johnson, I think, is the second best prospect in this draft. I think the only one that has a better and higher ceiling is Cooper Flagg. He's destined to average more than 25 points a game in his NBA career toward the end of his first, if not early part of his second contract. And he created rave reviews for his insane work ethic over the past few months.
Tre freaking Johnson. Welcome to the DMV. Tre Johnson in the DMV. We got him at pick 6. We didn't trade up to get him. That's great value. In my board, it's Flagg number 1, Harper number 2, and then, it's, between, Tre Johnson and the kid from Utah, whose name I will not mention in this video. You guys know who I'm talking about. But, to me, like, he has less red flags in his basketball game, not, character concerns, than the kid from Utah. I told you I'm not going to say his freaking name. And he's not the 6th best player in this draft. He's not. We've all seen Tre Johnson be mocked as high as 3. And honestly, he probably should have gone 3rd overall in this draft. Like the only reason he fell to 6 was because, well, the Sixers, they had 2 offensive cogs in their backcourt. And, Maxey and McCain, they needed a defensive stalwart. And, that's what Edgecombe comes into play. And, it kind of fits a need as to why, they took Edgecombe at 3. And then at 4, it's just the Hornets being the Hornets. They take Conklin that high. And then the Jazz just roll the dice on a high-risk, high-reward type player. Tre Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, is not the 6th best player in this draft. But like top 3. Great value, and we did not trade up to get him. That's the biggest thing I keep thinking to myself. We did not trade up to get him. He fell to our laps. We did not give him a first-round pick.
What impression do you want to have as you start this NBA career that they can look to you?
Shoot, all your dreams is in the gym. They ain't nowhere else. All your dreams is in the gym. Can't nobody tell you what your future is, I would say. So if you just staying consistent and staying in the gym, great things can happen.
The Will Dawkins prototype. 6'6", 6'10" wingspan. He's long and lanky. Great kid. Wants to be great. Determined. Highly motivated. He's a Will Dawkins prototype. And we didn't trade up to get him. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to say that multiple times. We didn't trade up to get him. That's why I'm keep saying it's great value. Super great value, man. We hit a home run last night with that one. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. I also want to say thank you to everybody who joined the stream last night. Truly appreciate it. My first time streaming, dude. Talking for 3 hours straight. My voice took a hit, honestly. My voice is a little bit scrappy. But yeah, thank you very much. I'll start streaming more often. Not consecutively. My voice can't take it. Dude, I went to Chipotle today. I couldn't even freaking ask for extra sour cream on my burrito. I was like, my voice was cooked. It was cooked. I'm over here doing sign language to that girl. I was like, but like still, I could use a little bit less sour cream in my body. So I guess that's good. So Tre Johnson, Wizards Nation. We got ourselves one. The way I keep thinking about it is we needed an offensive hub, especially in our starting lineup. Especially also since we lost Jordan Poole. But then again, Jordan Poole was not there for the long term. For the future, we needed one. And we got it.
When you look at how well he shot the ball off the dribble and as well as off the catch, 41% catch and shoot, 39. That's impressive at his size. I think pound for pound, if he's not the best shooter, one of the best shooters in the draft. But that's not his only skill. And he's someone that can make plays for others. He averaged 19 points a game in the SEC, led the whole conference in scoring as a freshman, like in conference play, and he did it with pretty high level efficiency shooting the ball. So we're excited to add that to a team like ours.
All I'm thinking about it is like our starting potential 5 for the future, not for this upcoming season, for the future, could and very well be Bub at the 1, Trey at the 2, Bilal at the 3, Alex Sarr at the 4, in my eyes, because I view him as more of a 4, and then we're missing that one more piece, the 5. We're missing that piece. And I'm going to get to that a little bit later on in this video. Because, like, in my vision, like, the defensive cogs in that lineup is Bilal and Sarr. Those 2 guys are going to be anchoring our defense for years to come. Now, we needed guys who can be the complete opposite, like the offensive hubs. And that's what Tre Johnson comes into play. And I feel like, obviously Alex Sarr is going to do his thing offensively as well. But, like having in my notes, now we have a direction. We can see now, we have a clear picture of what Will Dawkins is building here in the nation's capital. Johnson and Sarr Like, I'm not going to cement them as the faces of the franchise, but now when people think of the Wizards, they're going to think of those guys. They're going to think of Tre Johnson, Alex R. And, we possibly have one more coming next year with the lottery pick. Now, again, like I keep saying, we may get scorned. We may get scorned in the lottery. But you know what? We're going to be asked this year. But not asked because we're trying to be, but because we're developing our young guys. We're going to be ethically tanky. But we will have one more shot in the lottery because, as we all know, as Will Dawkins showed us with his previous trade, with the Jordan Poole trade, come 2026, 2027, it's go time. He's not going to care anymore about the lottery standings or the lottery positions. He's going to say, screw it. I'm pretty sure he's going to get us a veteran, and, we're going to go on from there. But anyways, man, and also, if they envision Sarr as the 5 and Keyshawn wants to be the 4, then we have our 5 right there. But, I'm just throwing it out there to you guys. Tre Johnson. Will Dawkins liked him a lot. Like, we saw the reports. It was Jeremiah Fears, in no particular order, by the way. Fears, Johnson, and the kid from Utah. Those are the 3 guys. But the reason why I like Tre Johnson is because, well, I'm going to get some flack for this, but, he reminds me a lot of Bradley Beal. Now, people might be thinking, oh, really? Like Bradley Beal? Dude, Bradley Beal averaged 30 points per game at one point. Granted, it was on an ass team, but still. No ass player is going to average 30 points per game. Like, it's not, multiple-time All-Star. If Tre Johnson is Bradley Beal, we're good. We're good. Because then, Tre Johnson, I don't think is good. I mean, maybe, but, they're also comparing him to Devin Booker. I feel like that's more of, we don't know. But I think realistically, Bradley Beal. But then, we can possibly get our main alpha next year in the lottery. Possibly. But I'm not going to roll it because we got screwed over. But, there is still a chance we get another main alpha next year. But anyways, going back to Tre Johnson, though. Again, I think Bradley Beal. Others think guys like Devin Booker, Tyler Hero, maybe even Ray Allen. But, overall, to me, the best offensive player in this draft. A smooth shooter off the movement. He has skilled ball handling. People, underestimate him on that aspect. He has crossovers, hesitations, jab steps to shake defenders. His off-ball scoring is elite. Man never stops moving. He runs through mazes of screen. I'm saying, it just reminds me of Bradley Beal to a certain, coming out of Florida with Bradley Beal. But and also he has point guard upside. People people would think of Tre Johnson, think of the best shooter in this draft class, not named Khan, or possibly comparing to Khan. But this man has point guard upside. His playmaking is severely underrated. The selfless passer for kick ahead opportunities on the break, and in the half court, he largely executes just simple passes, but he has the ability to make the flashy interior passes to cutters and kickouts. The thing about him is just, I also feel like he has that it factor. He has that aura. You watch every interview about him, and I watched marathons of interview about him during my lunch break while I was eating my sour creamless burrito, and I'm just like, no. This guy, that work ethic. He breathes, lives, everything is basketball. He said in an interview he literally has no hobby. It's all basketball. This is a Will Dawkins kid. He's not a knucklehead. He just breathes basketball. He wants to be great. That's the thing that all of our Will Dawkins draft picks have in common, in my opinion. They all want to be great. He fits that mold. He has that it factor. Just saying, man. My comparison is Bradley Beal, and dude, I'll take it in a heartbeat if he's Bradley Beal, because as long as Bradley Beal is not the face of our franchise, good. And also, in the Bradley Beal days, granted, Tommy Shepard built a shit team around him. It was just disorganized, dysfunctional, and also I like Bradley Beal. I understand the frustrations towards him though, but still, if he's Bradley Beal, we are good, because we also got Alex Sarr, who can be a freaking all-star himself, and then we can possibly have another all-star coming in next year. Possibly, though. Again, I don't want to, jinx it with the lottery. We also had another draft pick last night, and Will Riley.
Size, versatility, high processing speed. He's, again, like I said, he's one of those guys who works. He had a massive growth spurt, and you just look at his face and his body, the way he's built, he's still growing. So he's somebody that we feel confident is going to come in the gym and push people and develop at his own time. But he has ball skills. He can make plays, his assist-to-turnover ratio, and he's probably a better defender than people give him credit for.
So with Will Riley, I'm gonna say this: the trade I love. I love the trade. And in the stream yesterday, we were all a bit caught by surprise, honestly, because I think this is the first trade back that Will Dawkins did, I believe. Yeah, I don't think it's all just trade up and being aggressive, but this is the first trade back, and he did it, and it looks like Will Dawkins still got his man at 21 that he would have taken at 18 in Will Riley. And on top of that, we have pick 43 into tonight's draft. Fuck, I gotta hurry up. Fuck. We got pick 43, which we could trade up. I wouldn't be surprised if we traded off pick 43 to go a higher second round. And then we got 2 future second round picks. Now people might be thinking, oh, dude, what the fuck, second round picks? What are we gonna do with those picks? I understand that, but we're not gonna use those second round picks to draft. Like we're not gonna draft them. We're gonna use them as trade assets, as capital to get players. Like people forget the Reggie Jackson trade we did last offseason to get that first round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder, which most likely it is going to be from OKC. We used multiple second round picks and we basically turned them into a late first round pick. That's the value of a second round pick. And I read a stat today that we have 15 second round picks over the next course of 3 years, I believe. 15 second round picks. We can turn some of that into late first round picks by combining 3 or 2, I'm assuming 3 second round picks together, and that's 1 first round pick. So that's the value of that. So again, I'm not thinking of we're going to draft a guy in the second round, No. When I think of those second round picks that we're getting, I'm thinking them as trade assets and trade capital that we can use to get late first round picks or to move up in a draft, which Will Dawkins likes to do. So I love the trade, and primarily because, well, he got his man. Now, I will be honest. My man was Asa Newell. I wanted, at the stream, we were all screaming freaking no. You know, because we all want a front court mate for Alex Sarr. But he got another wing. But a wing that reminds me a lot of Keyshawn George. Like the man is 6'9", 186 pounds. He's 19 years old. Keyshawn coming out last year was 20. Now he's 21. So, you know, you can see like the upside with that. Like his game's still developing. But like, you know, he's a strong driver who displays an ability to withstand contact and still finish through it. You know, he has shooting upside. Granted, he did shoot, I believe it was 33% last year from the 3. As a freshman, though. So, you know, he has that shooting upside. They're banking on him to improve in the pros. But he has skill. He's a skilled passer who delivers creative dimes off the dribble. You know, he also has that off-ball movement. You know, it definitely seems like a guy. And then I saw his coach, like, in college saying that he has all-star upside. And you watch the highlights and you're just like, holy hell, what the fuck? You know, you can see it. And you go through all the reports and the scouting reports and you listen to all the podcasts. They're saying that they remind him a lot, or he reminds them, of Keyshawn George. Here, we love Keyshawn George. So, now, while I will admit I wanted Asa Newell, this is Will Dawkins' guy. You know, it kind of makes me wonder if Joan Behringer, the French kid who went at 17, was that Will Dawkins' guy? And once he saw him go, he was like, fuck it. But like, I do feel like he was high on the board, and they still got him at 21. They did it at 18. So that's my take on that. This is a guy, again, it's another wing. But this is a guy who has a lot of upside, though. A lot of upside, especially offensively. Defensively, he's a work in progress. He knows that. And Will Dawkins keeps on Will Dawkins literally shaming him and Tre Johnson regarding their defenses. I don't know if y'all saw that clips from like Will Dawkins talking to them over the cell phone. But yeah, man, like, again, I'm gonna leave it to this. I love Asa Newell. I wanted him actually. But if Will Dawkins thinks he has this high upside, and if, you know, the scouting reports keep saying this, like watch the tape. You're just like, holy shit, wait a second, how come I didn't really, like, not even notice it, but like, I was just like, I don't know. So with that in mind, I'm gonna leave it there with you guys. I'm gonna make another video detailing everything about these two kids, more in the future, but this is just my overall impressions. Remember my notes? We need a big. Our best rebounder is Justin Champagnie. You know, now, people were, you know, rightfully so, a little bit pissed off last night in the stream. They were like, we need a big. Who the fuck's going to be rebounding next off? I understand that. But here's the thing, though. The offseason just started. Who's to say we get a big in free agency or via trade or whatever? Because I don't want freaking Kelly Olynyk here. I'm being straightforward with you. We got Rashawn Holmes. I'd rather have Rashawn Holmes, sorry. But, the offseason just started, and I don't think Will Dawkins is going to go into the season with the current fives we got on the roster. I think he's going to get at least one more, especially one more to compete. I want somebody to compete. I don't want none of these guys who we have on our roster to just to give them the minutes. I want the Vooch to get some competition. I want Rashawn Holmes to get some competition, and I feel like we're going to. Because remember last year we signed Jonas Valanciunas, and then we flipped them for second-round picks in the trade deadline. I wouldn't be surprised if we do another one like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we sign somebody and then flip them again in the trade deadline. But hey, man, I'm liking this. With the Tre Johnson pick, A+. A+. Regarding the value you got at 6, you didn't trade up to get him. With the Will Riley, I'm being a dumb dick because I'm still thinking need with Will Riley with that pick because I wanted Newell because he's a need more of, But Will Riley, if he's the BPA on Will Dawkins' board, I'm fine with it. So I'm going A on this draft. A. But mostly because of Tre Johnson and how we got lucky that he fell to us at 6. And yeah, man, it's a new era right now, man. We see the faces now. This is going to be our offensive hug. This is going to be our defensive. Like, we see it. We see it now. We can see visions of what's going to happen, like how this team's going to be constructed or how it's being constructed. It's nice, man. It's really nice. Let me know what you guys think, though. I believe Will Dawkins hit a home run. Fuck, we're about to draft soon. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Till the next video. Peace, y'all.